Bill O'Reilly here, Thursday, August 18th, 2022. You are listening to the O'Reilly Update. Here's what's happening across our nation. Many alien encounters at the southern border. In fact, it's a record high. The CDC vows to restore public trust. Families cut back on shopping to cope with inflation. Americans censoring themselves more than ever before. Also ahead, Trump derangement syndrome strikes again. But first, the number of foreign nationals encountered at the southern border, passing 2 million people so far this fiscal year, and there are still 2 months to go. That is the most on record. The previous high was last year when 1.7 million people illegally entered the United States. Obviously, we're going to be far above that this year. Abandoned by the federal government, Arizona is now constructing its own border wall. Texas sending thousands of migrants to sanctuary cities like New York and Washington. The insane, and I mean that word literally, open border policy is the cause of all this. Officials at the CDC promising to revamp the agency to boost public trust, said Director Rochelle Walensky, quote, "My goal is a new public health action-oriented culture at CDC that emphasizes accountability, collaboration, communication, and timeliness," unquote. Well, the problem here is the COVID vax not protecting people the way the CDC said it would. And if you really want to rehab your agency, Ms. Walensky, then Fauci can't have anything to do with it. New data shows retail sales stalling. To save money, consumers are avoiding places like department stores and malls. Target reporting a 90% drop in profits compared to last year. According to executives at Walmart, families are cutting back on clothing, home improvements, furniture. A new study by Axios finds Americans are increasingly censoring themselves. Survey highlights a huge gap between a person's public and private opinions. 40% of us are afraid to voice our beliefs. Researchers say folks fear being canceled for their opinions. A quarter of the population believes they might be fired for saying the wrong thing. 10% say they've lost friends and family over politics. In a moment, Trump derangement syndrome. Right back with it.
This advertisement is paid for by Lacuna Ventures, LLC. For terms and conditions, visit yourrights.legal. Attention! If you or someone you know spent time at Camp Lejeune, North Carolina prior to 1988 and developed serious health conditions such as non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, lung cancer, bladder, breast, or kidney cancer, you may be eligible for significant financial compensation. Call Camp Lejeune victims to discuss your case now at 800-706-9790. Leaking underground tanks contaminated the drinking water with benzene and other highly carcinogenic chemicals, up to 280 times acceptable levels. Marines, their families, contractors, or employees who spent at least 30 days at Marine Corps Base Camp Lejeune prior to 1988 and developed a serious health condition, called to determine your eligibility for financial compensation. If you don't win, you pay nothing. It's critical to take action and call now. 800-706-9790. That's 800-706-9790. Again, 800-706-9790.
Now, the O'Reilly Update message of the day. It is beyond any doubt that millions of Americans despise Donald Trump. And some of them actually hate him, want terrible things to happen to him. Hello, Liz Cheney. There is an ancient Chinese proverb. He who seeks revenge must dig 2 graves, one for his enemy, one for himself. Now, Ms. Cheney lost in the Wyoming primary this week by almost 40 points. And we don't need a fortune cookie to figure out why. There are critics and there are haters of people. Criticism, as long as it's somewhat constructive, is all right. Hatred is not. So in this country, there are a number of people who have made a career out of hating Trump. How about Congressman Adam Schiff from California? In 2019, he said, quote, "There is direct evidence Trump colluded with Russia. It's all in writing. It was Russia's direct effort to help Donald Trump win. There were meetings at Trump Tower. Trump participated in these lies," unquote. Well, that's not true. But Schiff is still there hating Trump. How about the New York Times editorial board? It said, quote, "Donald Trump has gravely damaged the United States. He is unfit to lead the nation." Well, by every measure, Donald Trump's policies were much, much better than Joe Biden's policies. Right, New York Times editorial board? How about Nancy Pelosi? In 2021, she said, "Donald Trump is a deranged, unhinged, dangerous president of the United States. We need to be protected from him. There should be prosecution against him," which Pelosi did twice by trumping up ridiculous impeachment charges. And finally, when she couldn't get him there, she put together the January 6th committee. On the entertainment side, Stephen Colbert, CBS, the worst Trump hater. Every night he bashes Trump and anyone who supports Trump. Here's what Colbert said just this week. "It may be hot outside, but in here it's Christmas. We all got the present we wanted. FBI agents raiding Mar-a-Lago. This is the most beautiful sentence America has ever produced," unquote. Hey, Steve, that's not funny. You're not funny. Which is why about 2 million people watch you a night. That's nothing. You could have a monkey jumping up and down for an hour on CBS late night, and 2 million people would watch, saying to themselves, "I wonder if the monkey's going to get tired." You think the monkey will do anything else? Finally, Liz Cheney. This week she said, quote, "Donald Trump manipulates Americans to abandon their principles, to sacrifice their freedom, to justify violence, to ignore the rulings of our courts and the rule of law. This is Donald Trump's legacy." Okay, she's entitled to her opinion, but Liz Cheney's legacy is she is finished in politics. I'm Bill O'Reilly. I approve the message by writing it. If you'd like more honest news analysis, please visit BillO'Reilly.com. And please consider my new book, Killing the Killers. In a moment, something you might not know.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-925-7584 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-925-7584. That's 800-925-7584. What do you have to lose? Call 800-925-7584. Again, 800-925-7584.
Now, the O'Reilly Update brings you something you might not know. As you know, the global tourism industry suffered catastrophic losses when COVID hit 2 years ago. Before the pandemic, about 50% of all Americans traveled during the summer. The average cost for a family vacation, $2,000. But for the super rich, a growing trend today is what travel agents call ultra premium destinations. If you have major cash in the bank, here are the most expensive hotels in the world as ranked by Prestige magazine. First up, New York City's Plaza Hotel, very famous. A one-night stay inside the Royal Suite will set you back $40,000 a night. The 3-bedroom apartment has its own library, elevator, gym. It also boasts the best views of Central Park in the entire city. Now the top 3. The Lukela Island Resort in Fiji. Just getting there is an ordeal. Its Hilltop Estate is $61,000 a day. The accommodation includes 2 separate villas, a private cook, chauffeur, and waterfalls. Number 2, Hotel President Wilson in Switzerland. The resort has 22 suites, with some costing $80,000 a night. The penthouse includes 12 bedrooms, marble bathrooms, and sweeping views of Lake Geneva. Woodrow Wilson could not afford to stay there. The most expensive hotel in the world? Lover's Deep Luxury Submarine Hotel in St. Lucia. That's in the Caribbean. Guest rooms located in an actual submarine. The underwater voyage also includes a private helicopter to fly tourists to restaurants back on the island so you can get something to eat. One night aboard the sub cost $235,000. Why? Why do you want to stay on a U-boat? I don't know, but here's something else you might not know. With those on a budget, camping is big. This summer, 42 million folks will camp. Average price per night in the USA, $30. Right on. Right back. Does inflation and the looming prospect of recession have you worried about your finances? Did you know endowments, pension funds, and the ultra-wealthy have been quietly investing in farmland for decades, and it pays off for them? Farmland returns have averaged 11% per year for the last 30 years, despite the dot-com crash, Great Recession, and COVID. And when inflation goes up, so does farmland value. Until recently, farmland investments have been accessible only to institutions and elites. Acre Trader breaks that barrier. Acre Trader makes it easy to invest in thoroughly reviewed farm offerings quickly and securely. Their team of agricultural experts does all the work while you collect passive income from your farmland investment. So put your money in a time-tested asset by visiting acretrader.com or call 888-958-1470. Tell them O'Reilly sent you. acretrader.com. Thank you for listening to the O'Reilly Update. I am Bill O'Reilly. No spin, just facts, and always looking out for you.